Okay, so salute to everyone out there. Hopefully your weekend is going well just like mine. Later this week on my other channel, I will be dropping YouTube's panhandlers and beggars. Now, everyone that is accepting donations is not a panhandler or a beggar. However, I will make distinctions. I will make it very, very clear. If I donated to you, obviously, I do not consider you a panhandler and a beggar. And obviously, if I donated to you, I don't have a problem with donations. So when I use the term panhandlers and beggars, I'm talking to a particular type of person or people. Anyway, this snapshot I took of a YouTube channel called YTV of R. Kelly. And the reason why I took this snapshot is because it says, R. Kelly needs a cup of coffee. Just see what is the R&B king doing. I told you, black people crown this pedophile an R&B king. This is the reason why I don't want to hear anything about pedophilia. Don't want to hear it, right? Because if you drop a hit, blacks will forget. I've been saying that, and this proves it. All right, let's get into it.
It was crazy.
But you know what? Before we miss out on where we started, you said Vlad, and I know you do a lot of things with him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, go by. Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to leave it at just that.
Yeah, let's not just leave it at that. Is he a culture vulture? Yes. Okay. Are there worse culture vultures out there? Yes. I feel like he's a culture vulture with a conscience. Okay? Like, he doesn't have, if he want to just suck from our culture, he doesn't have to have people like me out there with my alternative. Like, I'm just shaking up the whole shit. He's getting people like Polite on there. You understand what I'm saying? He's trying to get the Dr. Umar Johnsons and the, you know what I mean? He's striving to do what some black people, I mean, rest in peace to my man Q, but I ain't never got invited to do an interview on World Star, and I'm not sure how much, you know,
World Star's never captured any content.
Positive stuff is on there, but you know, is he a culture vulture in the sense that, okay, Vlad is Russian, right?
What?
Okay, and his name is not Vladimir; it's Vladislav.
His name is Boris.
Okay, now, Vlad, his website is, if it was based on Russian culture,
You're saying if he had
it wouldn't be popping.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if all his videos were Russian music, Russian interviews, who the fuck wants to see that?
Yeah.
Except just Russians.
Yo, the only good Russian videos are the ones where the guys walk in front of the train by accident. That's not nice.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is why people are called culture vultures, because they're coming in from an outside culture, because their culture is not popping enough for them to do what they're doing with this hip hop shit.
Yeah,
okay,
not really true either, though. But yes. But
what do you mean not really true?
Oh well, I mean, Moscow has their own Hollywood.
In Moscow, I'm talking about here in America.
Yes, sir.
If Vlad TV's content was strictly devoted to some Russian shit, he would not be making as much money. We probably would not even know who the fuck he was.
Even in this,
only Russian people would know about him.
Even in this upcoming
because
political administration.
Before we get into the meat of this video, I would like to say first that black Americans are the last people on earth to talk about culture vultures. If you look right here in the black sector of YouTube, you will see a plethora of black Americans that wish and pray that they were white. get on their knees before they go to bed and pray that they wake up white. So for you to talk about culture vultures, it's a shame. And this is the reason why. Well, not the only reason why, but one of many reasons why people don't take Black Americans serious. When you use the culture vulture word, the term, when you use that term, people laugh. They don't take you serious because your actions prove that you rather be from a different culture than your own. Whether it's weave tutorials all over YouTube, right? When you look at these weave tutorial videos, they're putting European textured hair on their head, right? When their hair is kinky. It's tough. Talk about a culture vulture. We can get into skin bleaching. But I'm going to wait on that. But I want to get on this DJ Vlad and why Black Americans refuse. And I know there's some people, some that have called him out. But this is my second video calling out DJ Vlad. I did one last year. It was flagged down. And now I'm doing another one. And when you look at DJ Vlad and you go to his channel, which I'll leave the link to his channel in the description box. When you go to his YouTube channel, you notice the subscriber count he has. Clearly over 1 million. Then you look at the video count he has. Thousands of videos. Then you look at the views. Each video, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't get under 200K, right? And that's a low number. I believe his average is 3, 4, and even 500,000 per video. And if it's a big star off top, it's 1 million views. Now, DJ Vlad is a Jew, and I do believe that that has a significant effect on why Black people refuse to call him out. And the reason why I say that is because when Blacks talk about slavery, the slave trade, bondage, they don't bring up the Jews' role in slavery. When you hear women online screaming and crying about colorism, and they say that men in Black America, Black American men, men of Black America, are colorist. They prefer light-skinned women, okay? Not only that, they're now saying that the only reason why Beyonce is hot or who she is because she is a lighter skin. And I told you that argument is BS because that's like saying Michael Jackson wasn't a mega star before he bleached his skin white. Okay? Now, what the colorism crybabies refuse to acknowledge is the origin of their problem, which is Europeans and the Jews, right? So we know that Jews will never be called out. This is the reason why DJ Vlad would not be called out. They'll call out Bruno Mars. They'll call out these white girls on YouTube. They'll call out Justin Timberlake. Who else they'll call out? Who else cultural appropriates? These white rappers like Lil Pump, Lil Xan. And what's the other one? The Hispanic rapper, 6ix9ine, that black men are chasing all over America. And they're called out. They are called out. Why? Because they're white and they're Hispanic, right? But culture vultures that are Jewish, they will be untouched. They won't be called out. Why? Because black Americans have a problem. A huge problem. It's like when it's kind of like, you know, your computer shuts down when it's overloaded, and then it reboots itself after it cools off, right? So when it's time for the black person to call out the Jews and their role in slavery, their role in colorism, their role in cultural appropriation, is like a computer. It shuts down. They overheat. And this what occurs all the time. This what occurs all the time. I was watching Tariq Nasheed live stream last night. And I have a video I'm going to do on Tariq Nasheed tomorrow on the Meek Slide and the promotion of the Meek Slide. Right? When you listen to Tariq Nasheed talk about cultural appropriation and Bruno Mars, he says Bruno Mars isn't cultural appropriating, right? Which he is. Which he is. Might I add, I don't have any of Bruno Mars' music. I think he's a great performer and he does drop hits. I will say that. However, he is. But you also have to call out his background dancers, which are black men who gave him the thumbs up. All right? So, you got to call out everyone, no matter how you feel about it. But when Tariq Nasheed talked about cultural appropriation, he said he didn't have a problem with Bruno Mars. He don't believe it, right? And he has a white person in his group, Meek Slide group, right? A white person, right? So that explains why he doesn't believe people like Bruno Mars is cultural appropriating. The fact that he goes on DJ Vlad, the fact that he attacked one of his brothers in front of a Jew, a fake Jew, might I add. Do your history. He's not going to call out DJ Vlad for cultural appropriating, for making millions off of black culture. Banging any black female he wants. Any black female he wants to bend over, he can do it. And might I add, he lives in the same area as Tariq Nasheed. That's the swirl capital of California. North Hollywood, Van Nuys, the whole San Fernando Valley is one big swirl capital. So you know DJ Vlad is getting that black pudding off top, right? So not only is he making money off of black culture, he's able to fulfill his fantasies inside of that black culture free of charge because he has a name for himself titled DJ Vlad. Women who want to get a job with DJ Vlad, women who want to do a video interview, whatever, with DJ Vlad. You don't think that they would lay up with him? Of course they would. They'll lay up with anyone with power. So when you look at the fact that there's a whole online discussion about Bruno Mars and other artists who culture appropriate. And before we go any further, I want to say this also. You have to call out the people who is allowing him to cultural appropriate. You have to, right? The same people who allows DJ Vlad to interview them. The same people who allow DJ Vlad to interview them, you have to hold them accountable, whether it's men or women. If you feel this way, there's a huge segment of Black Americans who absolutely don't care, right? But if you are a person who is screaming out cultural appropriation, you have to hold everyone accountable, right? Because they can't do that without your consent, without your thumbs up, without your blessing, without your approval. They can't do it without your approval, right? And then you have the flip side of the coin, right? Where you have Black people, and you don't, listen, man, you don't have to go out in the street and find these people or go into shopping centers or malls to look for these people. Here on YouTube, there's many of channels and comment sections of Black people who wish they were white. They want to talk white. They want to act white. They want to think white. Nothing Black about them. Right? Skin bleaching. You say, well, look white. Yeah, well, skin bleaching. Talking white. Well, when you're around Black people, you were the baddest pit bull in the skirt. But then when you go into white society, you're this docile, sweet lady like Eve. When she was rapping, she was the illest pit bull in the skirt. When she married a white guy, she was, which might I add, still didn't give her a child. When she married a white guy, her whole attitude changed. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. And so for Black people to get online, and see, I believe this. You have to clean up your own backyard before you tell someone else to clean up theirs. Black Americans have this very, very bad. They want to tell other cultures and other people how to act and what to do when your stuff is more messed up than everyone's. Everyone's. Black Americans are one jacked up group of people. A bunch of idiots, right? Not all, most. And this is the reason why they don't take your arguments, seriously, whether it's cultural appropriation, whether it's racism, whether it's colorism. They're like, okay, whatever. Just another person on YouTube who created an account and put their donation box there, just a money grab. They don't even believe what they're saying. Because if they believe what they're saying, their actions would prove it. So, Black people trying or attempting to call out Bruno Mars and not call out the Black people who do the same exact thing. Right? Again, you don't have to go to shopping malls to see what I'm talking about. There's people right here on YouTube that do that. You don't need to go out into a busy town center or, a concert or, a supermarket or somewhere where there's a lot of people to understand what I'm talking about. There's a whole lot of cultural appropriating that Black people do right here on social media. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's BitChute, whether it's Vimeo, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's Facebook. Whether it's blog sites like Lipstick Alley, and because you guys as a collective can't call out people like DJ Vlad, he should be called out on a huge scale. A very huge scale. He should be called out to the point where he's afraid. He's afraid to interview another black person. But you guys don't have it in you. You don't have that fight in you. You don't have that dog in you. The only time that dog come out of you is when it's to each other. That's it. That Jew, he has gotten off scot-free for hundreds of years. Hundreds. You guys refuse to address that Jew. He can pay for the slave trade. He can create your problem, colorism. That's the origin of your problem, idiot. That's the origin, that Jew. Not just white supremacy, right? But pro-blacks. These people, and again, when I say pro-black, I mean colorism, crybabies also. They're all in one. If pro-blacks had a supermarket or a mall, no, you know what? We'll narrow it down to supermarket, not mall, right? Because if I use mall, there's all type of stores in the mall, right? But if I use the supermarket, the grocery stores is more understandable and relatable. So we'll use the supermarket. If the pro-blacks had a supermarket, inside of that supermarket, colorism will have a department, just like the meat department, the produce department, or if you don't want to use the word department, you can use the word section. Aisle. Excuse me, sir, can you show me where the colorism aisle is? So when I use the pro-blacks, I'm talking about the colorism crybabies also. They're all the same. It's no different. The only difference with the colorism crybabies is that they want to blame each other for racism. Your origin from your problem is not only white supremacy, is the Jews. Right? DJ Vlad should have so much pressure on him that he should actually be fearing for his life, right? But no, you guys don't. You only call out each other. Just like you're calling out Bruno Mars and you're not calling out the background dancers. They gave him a thumbs up. They gave him their blessings. Bruno Mars has made millions. He's a multi-millionaire off of black culture. No one will allow a black person to come inside of their culture and make millions. Maybe one. Maybe one. And I can't even think of one right now. I'm just saying maybe because you got people that come into your comment section and say, what about Michael Jackson? No, he didn't go inside a white culture. He didn't. Right? Well, I mean, depending on who you ask. I would say he didn't. Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, he did. He bleached his skin. I take that back. But see, pay attention to his character. He was soft-spoken. He was just a gift. They said, we got to let him in. Period. This guy is one bad mama jamma. But besides that, other cultures don't do that. Name one black person who went inside the Latin culture and just made a killing doing what DJ Vlad is doing. If I'm wrong, don't tell me one or two people. I need a multitude of people. I need a multitude of people, okay? Don't just come with one or two, because there's a multitude of people that are cultural appropriating black culture. So, this isn't no give and take. I need exact numbers. And because black Americans cannot call out DJ Vlad, they can only call out Bruno Mars. He like I said, these are soft targets. Tariq Nasheed like to call it soft targets, right? So these are soft targets, right? I mean, when are you guys going to go after the heavy hitters like DJ Vlad, like the Jews who run the media and paint a very, very negative image about you? But see, you can't even blame them for that, because you got World Star Hip Hop, and look what you upload and download about yourself. So, you can't really sit up here and say, well, the Jews or white people are making us look bad because look, you have your own social media platform, and look at what you upload about yourself. So, again, this is why no one takes you serious. People don't take anything black people say serious. They're just like, oh, they just want another discussion online. What are they doing? Crying again? They don't take you serious. This should be a boycott of DJ Vlad. You know what? We're not watching any more of your videos. But a boycott of DJ Vlad won't work, because whites and Jews watch him. If blacks didn't watch him, he'll still get his revenue and his view count, right? So what black Americans would have to do is apply pressure and make him fear doing another video. But you guys aren't going to do that. If DJ Vlad was black, yeah, you'll do it. If he was black, oh yeah, you'll do it. But that Jew, y'all don't want no smoke. And what I found interesting the most out of all of this is that how black people will go to DJ Vlad and tell him their deepest, darkest secrets. They tell DJ Vlad things that they haven't even told their mothers, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters, their best friends, their grandparents. No, they say that to tell their Jew daddy DJ Vlad. Y'all just don't have it in you. People got mad at me because when I critiqued the Black Panther movie, I said they should have took over the world. It should have been a hostile takeover. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I'm out. Peace.